We're talking about why you need an EDC fixed blade in your rotation and why an EDC fixed blade might be better for you than your folding knife. Welcome to the channel and thank you for stopping in. I will have links to all these knives down in the description of this video. And if you're new to the channel here and you enjoy knife and EDC content, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe because I release daily videos. And as always, let us know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. So we have a lot to go over and several examples to go to as well, or to go over. And I want to start with a couple of Kaiser fixed blades. And the first thing we're going to start off, the first topic, bullet point, as to why a fixed blade might be better for you than a folder is ergonomics. Right off the gate, that is point blank one of the #1 reasons a fixed blade is just better than a folder. And I'm not by any means saying that I prefer a fixed blade over a folder or vice versa, and that I'm going to stop carrying a folder. I am making the point as to why an EDC fixed blade fits the bill for just about anyone to keep with them, along with a folder, of course. Me personally, I prefer to have both. So I also took the liberties of measuring the depth of some different pants pockets, some different jeans, khaki pants, tactical pants, and some sweatpants, just to get a general idea of what is the depth of my pockets, at least, right? Just to get an idea. Because I had some people in the comments saying they wish there was more options that they could just drop in the pocket that wouldn't be seen. And depending on the pants and depending on the fixed blade, there are a lot of options. But if you're buying, certain designer or certain branded pants where the pockets are only, 4 inches, you can't even fit your hand down in the pocket, right? Those types of pants, then of course, you're going to be very limited as to what you can put in there. So that's definitely going to come into play. That's one thing the EDC world doesn't cover enough of, and if I had the abilities with cameras and editing and that sort of thing, I would certainly be doing it. But your EDC doesn't stop at the gear you have. You have to also have the right clothing to fit your EDC. So there's another side to having the gear. You got to have the clothing to, keep the gear on you. That makes sense. So that is something to heavily consider the next time you're buying certain pants. You're also going to want to consider using a shirt, a sweatshirt, coat, whatever you can in order to cover up the handle, because the simple fact is the shorter you go, the smaller you go, the more the tool loses its ability. And that's where the Kaiser Muskrat comes in. This is about the smallest I would want to go right here when it comes to a real EDC fixed blade. I wear an XL glove. I can still get a full grip on the handle, and there's plenty of blade there to do most given tasks, right? Out of the box is something I want you to pay attention to as well, because you want to see what you're going to be getting with the knife out of the box. A lot of times, commonly, it is going to be some sort of tech lock. Other times, it's some sort of belt clip, and in various fixed blades, you might get an Alti clip or some form of pocket clip or belt clip. In the case of the Muskrat, you get this style belt clip here, but a very nice, well thought out sheath with a ramp, good fitment. This one comes in D2 and G10. There are several different variations that you can choose from. Micro EDC fixed blade of the year, in my opinion. And then we have the Beaver here, which is a newer knife for Kaiser, but it's in their D2 and G10, which their D2 is very good, especially at the price you're going to pick these fixed blades up at. If you were to go with one of these, they're both in D2. The Hare and Beaver here, they're very similar knives, but how they come out of the box is quite different. You're going to get a taco style sheath, which is a single piece of Kydex folded over. That's going to be a much skinnier profile than a pancake sheath like this. You have 2 flanges instead of just the one, and that is something that could make or break someone actually carrying the fixed blade. The pancake sheath is still completely carryable in the pocket on the belt, but I'm just saying for some people, the different sheath might make the difference. Although you might prefer this size because it's more comfortable and you get a little bit more blade, you might ultimately have to go with the Beaver. It might be a squeeze foregrip and a little bit shorter blade, but you're going to be getting a very good taco Kydex sheath on this knife, and it's going to carry. Once this is removed, I always recommend getting either an Alti-Clip or Scout straps. Typically the Alti-Clip first, because that's going to allow you to carry at different angles and retain the sheath very well for when you pull the fixed blade out. That's the way I recommend to go starting off. I'll have them linked down below as well, along with some different Scout straps. And I'll put the branded tech locks down there as well. These are unbranded. But that is the deal there. If you might prefer this, but you have to look at what you're going to get out of the box when it comes to the sheath. Now, if it boils down to just the mounting position, that doesn't matter. You can take that off and put whatever you want on there. So that leaves the door open, but it's something I want you to pay attention to when you're looking for an EDC fixed blade. Basically, either to new people, beginners at looking for a fixed blade, or just people who haven't thought about it, to look at what all is going to come with the fixed blade package. And we'll move on to our next knife here, which is the Real Steel CVX 80. And a couple of other bullet points is fixed blades are going to be much easier to maintain, whether it's cleaning, sharpening, that sort of thing. Over a folding knife, maintenance is much easier. So you have ergonomics, you have maintenance and care, just going to be much easier on a fixed blade. So the CVX 80 is a knife that you could place in an EDC category and an outdoor category. Now, a couple of these would fit into a crossover fixed blade, but the CVX 80 represents that kind of the best here. We are looking at a full convex grind in N690 steel. We have G10 handles, and it flares at the right point to make this knife very, very comfortable in hand, and this thing came razor sharp out of the box. The blade stock is pretty thin for this knife. It thickens up as it comes back into the handle, but this thing cuts like an absolute dream. That is going to come with a pocket clip, which I don't have on there just yet, but there's an example of a belt clip / pocket clip that you could get with your certain fixed blade that you might pick up. So if you were to pick up the CVX 80, you would get a Taco Kydex sheath like that there, and you would get that clip. If you're asking the question, would this work for now till you can get the money for an Alti-Clip? If you're asking that question, yes, this would work just fine for a while. I have one on one of my other Real Steels that works just fine. The only reason I say if you're doing a one and done type of thing, the Alti-Clip, that's going to retain the sheath very well. It's not going anywhere until you release this tab. And that allows you to kind of change the degree at which it is carried as well. So you have a couple of benefits with the Alti-Clip. And that's just why I say to go that route. Even if you can get this, this just gives you a couple of different options to carry it. And if you end up getting another fixed blade and it comes with a tech lock and you have the Alti-Clip and this clip, well, you can throw this clip on there, hopefully, and get rid of the tech lock and start carrying it in your pants pocket or on the belt, however. But like I said, I always recommend picking up a set of Scout straps as well on top of the Alti-Clip at some point, just so you have the ability to carry on the belt in a Scout manner. And that takes us into our next set of knives, we have the Axial Alpine version 2. This is a USA made knife. It comes with the Alti clip and this Taco Kydex sheath. Nice minimal ramp there. MagnaCut G10. Forget what they ran the MagnaCut at for the fixed blades, but it's adjusted from fixed blades to their OTFs. It is a different range. I think they ran it 62 to 3 for the fixed blades. And 63 to 5 for the autos. I'll have it linked down below if you want to check that out, but very nice and thin. Great EDC knife right here. Top 3 favorite EDC fixed blade of all time for me. And then we have the other 2 of my favorites, the Asher Lil Buddy and the Asher Fixie. The Lil Buddies will be out within the next couple of weeks. It could be even very soon. The Asher Fixies will be out in the first quarter sometime, late in the first quarter. Those come with Taco Kydex sheaths and this pocket clip right here. And they're just excellent values. S90V and 3V steel. Great fitment in and out. Nice minimal ramp for push off. These go like hotcakes because they are so popular. The Lil Buddies will be returning with my Carta, and I believe he's doing S90V and 3V again. Now, what's cool is I have 2 Little Buddies. So I have one set up to be my scout carry, and I have one set up to be a pocket carry, which is either one of these. No, that's the wrong one. That is that one there for pocket carry. I got to drop the clip a little bit. But that way I have options to carry both of these because it's 2 of my favorite fixed blades, or it's one of my favorite designs. Now I have 2 completely different ways to carry it, and I don't have to adjust anything, right? And I understand you're not going to be starting like that, but over time as you acquire more and more fixed blades, you'll get more and more pieces that you can try stuff and see how you like it, and have one knife set up for scout and belt carry, have one for the pocket, have one that's like a crossover between the pocket and outdoors and belt, so there's lots of things that you can do. It's something that you have to pay attention to though, and something where you're really going to want to hone in on what comes in the box with it and what's the total length of the fixed blade, and add a little bit to that. Now, with the Muskrat here, we're under 6 3/4. Same with the Beaver, and the hair is going to be under right at, it'll be just shy of 7 inches. So these 3 would fit in most pants pockets, might have a little bit poking out there. As far as clipping them in the pocket, I live in an area where it doesn't matter, right? So a lot of times I'll have maybe 3/4 of the handle sticking out of my pocket because nobody cares. And with 3/4 sticking out, that gives me the ability to really get on the handle and pull it out and have a grip already ready to go, right? So that's me personally. I know not everyone has that ability, or there's people that really want to keep it concealed. Like I said, you're going to have to get the right setup, but don't lose sight that too small will start to deteriorate the, usefulness of the tool. And that'll take us into our other bullet point is there's no moving parts. They last longer. That's the last bullet point. They last longer. There's no moving parts. They're easier to maintain. You're going to typically get a taller blade, and you're just going to get more life out of the EDC fixed blade. And the cherry on top is going to be that they are, in theory, going to be safer than a folding knife, especially if the folding knife has no lock or it's a certain type of lock. Fixed blades are just technically the better tool. Not the more convenient tool per se, but the better tool. It's something that's eye-opening, and I think that everyone would benefit from having an EDC fixed blade with them whenever they leave their house, and for that matter, whenever you're at your house. But especially when you leave, I think a fixed blade of some kind is something that is just paramount that everyone should have as a means of being able to use it for its utilitarian benefits, as well as, its capabilities in defense and protecting yourself, right? At least on some level. Let me know if you want to see more stuff like this on fixed blades and cover more topics on EDC fixed blades, and if you want to see more lists on certain fixed blades that fit into certain categories. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know if you had a favorite fixed blade from today, and let us know what you're carrying as well. I love hearing from you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That helps push the video to more people. If you're new to the channel, I release daily videos just like this. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. That'll notify you anytime I release new content. I'll throw a couple of videos up on your screen. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.